The general theme of the year for Leo, the main energy of 2026, is reclaiming the authorship of your life. You are less willing to compromise that devalues you, forces you to play a role that is not yours, or requires you to constantly prove your worth. Many Leos in 2026 will ask themselves, is this really my life, or am I living according to the expectations of others? And this question will be a turning point. Planetary influences. General background: 2026 brings a strong, but not abrupt, impulse for Leo. This is not a year of destruction. This is a year of internal restructuring. You may notice a desire to simplify many things, a rejection of unnecessary stress, an inner fatigue from fighting for the sake of fighting. And this is a good sign, because a Leo who stops wasting energy becomes truly powerful. Leo's inner state in 2026. At the beginning of the year, you may experience a feeling of incompleteness, unfulfilled decisions, old promises to yourself or others. But by spring, you will feel more confidence, more calm, less need to justify yourself. You begin to choose yourself not selfishly, but consciously. An important psychological moment of the year 2026 will require Leo to be honest with themselves. Not ostentatious confidence, not external force, but honesty. Perhaps you will realize that some goals no longer spark your passion, some relationships are held together only by habit, and some dreams were imposed from the outside. And letting go of this means making room for true growth. What's important for Leo to remember throughout the year? Remember one phrase. It will become your anchor for 2026. I don't need to prove my worth, I know it. When you stop proving, you begin to create. Symbol of the year for Leo. The symbol of 2026 for you is a crown removed from your head and placed next to it. This is a sign of maturity, inner power, quiet strength. You are not losing your greatness. You are no longer dependent on recognition. A short pause for the listener before moving on. Ask yourself, where in my life have I long felt I've grown, yet I continue to live by the old rules? The answer will be the key to the entire year. In the next section, we'll examine in detail Leo's career and money in 2026, periods of growth and periods of caution, and where a real financial breakthrough awaits you, and where it's an illusion. Leo's career in 2026. The main vector for Leo 2026 is a year of reassessing your role in the professional sphere. Not just straight-line growth. You're increasingly less inclined to work for status, invest in where you're not being heard, or be a strong player in someone else's game. And you're increasingly driven to do something meaningful, see the results of your work, feel respect, not just formal recognition. This is a key shift. If you're employed for Leo, who works within the system, 2026 can bring two scenarios. The first scenario is growth within the current structure. This is possible if your work allows for initiative, you are truly listened to, and you feel you can influence processes. In this case, the year could bring expanded authority, a more visible role, a transition from executive to influential figure. But it's important. If growth requires constant self-sacrifice, Leo will not accept this in 2026. The second scenario is internal distancing and preparation for a change of course. Work is exhausting, your contribution is devalued, or you have long outgrown your role. 2026 could be a year of preparation rather than abrupt departure. You can learn new things, network, nurture your own project. Even if everything appears stable on the outside, a restructuring is taking place inside. Own business and projects for Leo the entrepreneur. 2026 is a year of optimization and business maturation. Less chaos, less dispersion, more structure and strategy. You begin to clearly see what brings real profit and what merely flatters the ego. And here it is important not to resist. Giving up unnecessary things in 2026 is not a loss, but a strengthening of the foundation. Money. The overall picture of the year financially, 2026 for Leo, can be described as follows. Money comes where there is clarity and responsibility. This is not a year for easy adventures, quick wins, risky investments driven by emotion. But it is an excellent year for long-term planning, stabilizing income, building reliable sources of income. Periods of focus on finances. There will be times throughout the year when it's especially important for Leo to avoid unnecessary commitments, avoid impulsive purchases, avoid proving status through spending. Remember, In 2026, your value isn't measured by external attributes. The more relaxed you are about money, the more stable it becomes. Unexpected financial opportunities an interesting moment of the year. Money may come through people you already know but haven't interacted with in a while. These could be old colleagues, former partners, acquaintances who surface unexpectedly. Important: don't automatically reject such offers, but don't immediately agree either. 2026 teaches Leo to be balanced. Self-esteem and money.